super early. And it's
10:59.
stopped snowing.
It's not snowing.
It stopped.
It
Yes,
was snowing.
It definitely was snowing. I had to clean my car off this morning to get here. I almost called in for a snow day.
You can't call in for a snow day. Well, there I am, looking busted and unhappy. There's my chins. Okay, we're on.
Look at that. She won't let me have a snow
There's
day.
your microphone. Not in April. You can have a snow
She
day
wants me
in the
to-
winter.
She
It's
wants
spring.
me to risk my life to do your orders.
Because it's all about me.
And you.
Just me, mostly.
Oh, that's true. That I gotta admit. That's true. What am I put?
Oh, dear God.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm laughing. She's laughing at me, everybody. So what if I hook my microphone to my hip?
She's hooking it on herself backwards. She got it upside down. Oh, Barb. Oh.
I aim to make everybody laugh.
You made me laugh, that's for sure. Because I was very angry before this.
I know you were. See, I made
Because-
you laugh. Good.
Do you want to know why I'm mad? I'm going to tell you anyway. It's April 16th and it snowed this morning.
Yeah.
That is bull.
I had to
Absolute
clean my car
bull.
because I left it outside.
I'm very upset about that.
I am too.
And I'm pre-upset for later because my husband's going to leave me here because we rode together and he always forgets me when we ride together. So I'm already mad about later. Because I know the last time we rode together, he started to leave and he was like, oh, I forgot I gave you a ride here. Thanks, honey. So I'm already mad
Who
for
are
this
you?
afternoon. That's all.
Ay, ay, ay.
So
Well, we got
let's
a whole
jump
crew
into
on
it because
here.
now I'm laughing at Barb.
She always laughs at me. That's all right. I have broad shoulders. I can take it.
It's just Barb and I today. Marlene is homesick, so she's not with us.
She's on here.
She's watching,
She's
but
watching.
she's not texting me back, which is rude. And
Oh,
she's not here to
Marlene.
ship orders, but that's
No.
okay. It's all right. I just
I
don't
got
think
it covered.
I don't think she wanted to come out in the snow. I think that's what it is.
I think that's true.
I think that's right. I think
Yeah.
she has plans with goats. She's always snowshoeing or doing something with a goat. So, anyway, and that is pretty much how the rest of this hour is gonna go.
This is it.
Why are we having a free for all Friday
Cindy,
today?
it's not me that's sick. It's Marlene.
No,
that's sick.
no, Barb's here.
I'm
She's
here.
good. We're good. She's not like, don't worry, she's not sick.
No.
I think she's just sick of us sick. Really. At least that's what she says. I think that everybody is just fibbing a lot lately, and that's where I'm going to leave that. So, we're having a free for all Friday today.
That's for sure.
That is for sure. Because, and let me know if you can relate. I know Diana can relate because we talked about it earlier this week. I can't get anything done this week. How about you have a business? Have you been quilting? Are you finding
Not as
yourself
much as
super
I
distracted?
should. Yeah.
I
very
don't
distracted.
know what the issue is this
I don't
week.
know.
I have started 100 projects and I haven't finished anything.
I wonder if it's because the weather was so nice at the beginning of the week.
Maybe. I mean, the weather, Monday and Tuesday were absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wednesday was pretty nice too. And then yesterday was kind of like blah.
Yeah.
And today, seriously, like, at least it's only rain, but it was snowing this morning. Like, who in New York State made Mother Nature angry is what I want to know. Because
I
she
don't
is
know.
mad.
My lawn was white.
And our customer this morning said that east of us was getting even more snow. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
unacceptable for middle of April. This is spring. It's springtime. So whoever made Mother Nature angry, can you please apologize? If it was me, I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. So, yeah, I have not been able to finish anything this week. I wanted to show you guys a new pattern this week, but it's not done. I wanted to show you my laser, but I haven't used it enough this week.
Oh
I
my
did do
gosh.
one thing.
What'd you
Look
do?
at, I engraved my
Oh,
pressing
that's
clapper.
awesome.
I did. And Eric loves when I do it at the house because the wood, the burning
Smells.
wood smells like a fireplace.
Oh, I'm going to bring mine down and have you do it.
I know. So that's all that I got done. Yeah, I prepped for classes. That was about it. So I decided by Wednesday of this week, when it seemed like nothing was going to get accomplished, and I felt justified when Diana said she was having the same problem, that we were just going to have a free-for-all. And you guys had some
Janae just said the
questions.
same thing.
Oh,
I haven't been able
thank
to get
you. I
anything
don't know
done.
what the deal is. So
Beth, everybody.
thank you. Good. So you guys understand. So I just want to sit and chat with you guys today. We got a couple of new things in. I just got them on the website yesterday afternoon and this morning, so I want to show you those. And then we're just gonna babble for an hour. So sorry if that offends you.
You can sign off if you don't like it.
Exactly. You may leave. We did get some replenishment Essex linens, not that you guys care because you never knew that we needed them. And we got 2 new colors. Since you guys always make fun of how I say colors, this one is called Lilac.
Lilac.
Lilac. It's French.
How about lilac?
Or lilac. Do you say lilac or lilac?
I say lilac.
Lilac?
Yeah.
Lilac? I don't
Lilac.
know. Lilac. And this one is Roost. I think it's
Light
also
purple.
French.
What's that called?
Roost? R-U-S-T? Is that how you say
Oh.
that? Since you're going to make fun of my pronunciation. Anyway.
You mean rust?
Rust. But I don't really...
I'll interpret for her.
I don't really call this rust. This is, to me, is like a burgundy.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a burgundy. They do in a metallic, but they don't have a regular.
Burgundy. That's not rust.
So we have
Rusty
Roost
burgundy.
and Lilac. Those are new. Those are brand new.
Charlie says I say lilac.
Lilac.
But my mom says lilac.
Lilac.
I say
I'm just saying light purple because I don't know. And you guys are going to laugh at me no matter what.
Lavender.
Lavender. Well, it is actually called lilac. All right. Now it's not even a word anymore.
You're right. It's like, huh? Who came up with
We
that
got
one?
those, and we also got our Heat and Bond vinyl. We got our vinyl in. So we got
okay.
gloss, and
You're
we got
sneaky.
matte.
You didn't tell me that yet.
They've been here for a week, and I forgot to get them on the website because I've been super busy. I'm sorry. These I told you a couple weeks ago, but I'm sure none of you remember because I didn't either. They're 24 inches wide, so we got the wider ones. I put those on the website. If you are interested in those, we'll try them out.
Question on
Yes.
cork.
Question on cork. Go.
Sue wants to know, on your first batch of small cork, you had a cherry red you called crimson. It coordinates with so much. Are you getting it again?
On the small batch
I
cork,
was going to say, there was no
we
crimson.
have a crimson,
Yeah,
but it wasn't a small batch. It's on the regular page.
yeah.
So if that's,
And we still get it.
we do still have
Yeah.
it, yes. Now, should I go check and make sure that it's still on the website? We have it in stock. I will double check and make sure that I didn't accidentally
Yeah.
take it out because we do have it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crimson.
so
It's a
crimson is a regular
Yeah.
color. We do have it, and if for some reason it's not on the website, which I have no answers anymore, I will double check and make sure. Let's see. Oh, the only other thing that's on the website, and it's not new, but I actually did not know, again, until Diana, thank you for all of her notes this week that helped me out, are O-rings. We talked about last week when we were talking about hardware that we have O-rings. We have them in kits, but I didn't realize they were not separately on the website, so I added those. So yes, I wrote that on there. So we do have O-rings in 4 colors. They're 1.5 inches. They are on the website now officially. So that was that. And I think that was really all of the new stuff that came in. But I am anticipating, because this is how it always goes, we have fabric, we have wax canvas, we have a whole lot of cork. We have a lot, and we have hardware. It's all on order right now, and it's all going to come in at the same time.
Please, shop, so we have somewhere to put it.
Yes, so, and because I don't like the rain, I'm going to try to make it into a nice thing, and so I made a coupon code for you guys. I'm not announcing it on the website. It does not apply to old sales. It applies from here forward, now through Sunday. You can use code RAIN10, R-A-I-N 10, and save 10% on your order on everything except Cork Club. Don't put it on Cork Club. Otherwise, I will have to refund you. But it also applies to our sale stuff. So we still have a couple of cork prints, and we have chains on the pop-up sale page. You want them, and you want them as cheap as you can get them. That's the cheapest you're going to get it. Crimson is on the website. So, okay, good. Thank you, Barb.
I just found it. Yeah.
Thank you. Sue, if that was the wrong one or if there's something else you were thinking of, let me know.
Yeah.
But that is the only thing I've ever had called crimson. So
No, she said she just saw it on the
okay,
page.
good. All right. Yeah, the small batch cork has been majority prints. I think we had like a pearl white textured that we tried out, and we had a magenta, but that was it because that's their specialty is the prints. I did order more prints from them, a whole lot. I ordered a lot of cork this week.
She can't be left to her own devices, that's for sure.
No.
Don't give her the checkbook.
No, someone needs to take it away. It's empty now. I ordered 3 boxes of our regular cork. So I replenished all of our colors. We got some of the new stuff in that I showed you guys last week. The new purple is coming, that new basket weave in the brown. They let me get a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of that black to try it out because you guys were on the fence, as were we, so we're gonna try it out. And what I didn't realize, and actually she probably told me and I forgot, the yellow is actually the Pantone color of the year. It's the same color, which is sunshine or sun.
I forget what the name of it is.
Sun droplets, I don't know. It's sun something. It is the same color that they got. So Barb's gonna look that up too. So if you like the yellow, we got some. If you don't like the yellow, you don't have to order it. It's fine. But I wanted to let you guys know that. And also, since we're talking about cork, Barb, Marlene, and I each picked out a new design, something brand new that you haven't seen on our website yet, for May Cork Club. So if you are contemplating signing up for Cork Club and you're not sure if you want to, maybe think about it before May 10th, because we are going to be shipping out 3 brand new corks. You guys get them first and then I show everybody else later. And on top of that, because you guys asked for it, we also now have Cork Club XL. So we, our normal Cork Club that we started in September, it's been since September, it's crazy.
What's the name of this stuff?
We did 9x27s. Well now, Cork Club XL is double that. They are 18x27s. Totally different. I cannot transfer between the two. Please do not make my brain hurt anymore. You're either signed up for one or the other, or both if you want to, but I can't move you across the clubs. What?
It's called illuminating.
Illuminating. I wanted to call it sunshine.
Yes, you did.
It's called illuminating. Whatever.
There's an ultimate gray and illuminating.
Yes.
The 2 colors.
I want to make something with the yellow and the gray. So
Yeah.
anyway, sidetracked as normal. So if you go on the website, on the cork page, right up at the top, underneath the color charts, there is Cork Club and Cork Club XL. Make sure you know what you're signing up for. You can sign up anytime you want. If you sign up before the 10th of the month, you're in for that month. Cork Club XL does not start shipping until May because we were doing something new and we ordered all new stuff. Yeah, so it is double the price because it's double the size. I hope that makes sense. But I didn't know if you guys really wanted it, and apparently you're serious, so I did it. You ask and I listen. So I think there's a bunch of notes here for FTR.
Marlene did have a comment.
Oh, Marlene has a
about
comment.
the O-rings.
Okay.
And I agree with her. No wonder nobody ever orders them.
Yes, because I didn't put them on the website, but now they're on there. So aren't you glad that I talk?
Yep.
Thank you, Marlene, Captain Obvious.
Is the yellow on now? Tell her no.
No, it's not here yet. It's nothing goes on until it gets here. I don't like doing pre-order stuff. We've tried it in the past, and I don't like holding on to your money and waiting, because when things get delayed, like they are right now with everything, then I feel super guilty that you haven't gotten anything. So, yeah, as soon as it's here, it will be photographed and put on the website. So, before we get into your questions, I wanted to talk about something that I see a lot in the sewing machine groups that I'm in, and I'm going to assume that most of you probably know this, but even if there's one of you that did not know this, I wanted to say it because I've been seeing this question a lot. Now, I know that you're in a lot of long arm groups, so I don't know if this is something you see a lot either when it comes to tension. There's a lot of questions about tension, and I do not claim to know anything about long arms. I'm sure that they do a lot of different things when it comes to thread, but lately I've been seeing the same either question or picture. Why is my tension weird? Why does my stitching look weird? And I don't know. I am assuming most of you know this, but I did not know this until many years into sewing, because this is not something my grandmother ever told me. She taught me how to sew, but we didn't have technical conversations about changing needles and how to thread properly. So I've seen this, I want to say at least 4 times this week in various sewing groups. When you are threading your machine, and this applies to like 99% of machines, my HD9, my heavy duty, threads differently. The bobbin is a front load, not a top load. There's going to be a machine where someone goes, mine doesn't look like that. This is like for 99.9% of you. When you are threading your top thread, make sure your presser foot is up, because there are tension discs that you can't see. They're inside the machine, and they're closed when the foot is down. So if you're threading with your foot down, your thread is not getting either in them at all or fully in them. Sometimes it stitches fine and you don't know that because sometimes machines are tricky and they don't tell you they have a problem. Make sure that your foot is up though. Thread your machine, and then when you put your bobbin in, your bobbin should be going counterclockwise. And there's always a little, I don't know which, like a little slot, a little V where the thread has to go in. Make sure it's in that little hook. If it's not, that is 90% of when you get issues with your sewing, because the thread or the bobbin or both are not in properly. And I've been seeing this a lot lately. I don't know if people, I think a lot of people are like newer to sewing with this whole pandemic, you know, that thing we're in, and sewing masks and bringing out sewing machines they haven't used in a while. And so I think a lot of people aren't aware of this and maybe haven't gotten to go to a dealer to talk to anybody. They ask these questions all the time. I don't answer them because there's always 75 people that give them the wrong answer first until someone chimes in and tells them, try this. But if you're having issues with your sewing, try rethreading and putting your bobbin back in. And if you're having issues on the top, it's usually the bobbin that's the issue. If you're having problems on the bottom, it's usually the top that's the problem. It's usually the opposite. But if I'm having an issue, I rethread and put my bobbin in. Just do them both at one time. I find that better. So in case you didn't know that or you needed a refresher, make sure that you do those things. And check your needle, because your needle could be bent and not look it. Because if you're looking from the front, your needle looks straight. It's not bending to the left or the right. But if you turn it and your needle is actually going like this, it could be bent backwards or forward, but looks straight. And that can maybe not be catching all the threads. So here's your PSA for the day. Change your needle, go clean your bobbin case, and change your rotary cutter blade, because you deserve it.
And you can also clean your tension discs.
You can clean your tension disc.
Because stuff gets in there too.
And don't use canned air. For the love of all things holy, do not use canned air and blow things into the machine.
You know what's funny? My new machine, that's what you have to use, is canned air, because
unless you are told to do that.
Right, exactly. It's funny.
If you are told by a dealer to do that, then do that. But do not do that under normal circumstances. It pushes it in. And it also has condensation inside of it. And then you can rust things. So, no, I did not learn that from experience. I just happen to know that. So, I have a bunch of questions from you guys, and then if you have more, let me know. So let's see here.
They did ask about Decoville Light. I respond, we're out of it.
Decoville Light, the unicorn. It's still on order. It still says out of stock. It still has no ship date. We still have 10 bolts on order. We're hoping that it shows up before the new year. And I will let you know as soon as it gets here. I cannot figure out, none of us know why it's so hard to get interfacing sometimes. I don't know what.
The other day, they had none.
None. No, it's crazy. But I know you guys want it. I want it. It's coming. I just don't know when.
So it's Christmas.
Christmas. It'll be here for the 4th of July. I don't know. Last time we ordered, they would put a tentative ship date. Now I think they're afraid to. So it just says out of stock. So we're waiting. So let me see here, because I had a few. I had a few song requests, and
song requests, oh boy.
Because I told you guys, if you don't give me questions, I will sing. But here's the problem. There are 2 problems. Number 1, I cannot sing. It's terrible. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard and a cat getting run over by a car. But also, I don't want to get sued by Mark Zuckerberg. But I would like to read you some poetry, if that's okay, because that's different. Poetry is different. Okay. For Cindy, if you're watching.
Cindy King?
Cindy King, I just wanted to let you know that way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. We got a little crazy, but we never got caught. And that's for you, Cindy. That was a little poem that somebody named Alan Jackson wrote just for you. And Joe Evans had also asked if I could do a show tune. And I don't know a lot of show tunes, but
Marlene and I were singing show tunes.
I wanted to just share with you a poem I wrote about a state I visited once called Oklahoma, where the winds come sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma, every night, my honey lamb and I. Okay, so anyway, so there you go. If you have more song requests, let me know. There is a request I cannot fulfill, and that is a duet with my husband. I cannot do that for you. So anyway, you are welcome. And someday when we have our alcohol-sponsored Facebook, I will actually sing for you, and I will get kicked off forever. So, a couple of questions that were not actually asked of me, but I saw them in the group, so I just thought I would answer them. They were answered there, but I thought I'd answer them as well. Shannon asked the other day, can rivets be used in cotton? And the answer is absolutely, yes. The reason I demo on cork most of the time is because I use cork a lot and because it's easy for demos, but absolutely you can use rivets in cotton. That's not an issue. There were a couple of great tips in there. I did not write down who left the tips. I don't even want to know, Barb. Somebody had mentioned to try a little bit of Fray Check. I think that's a great idea. Put a little bit of that around the hole so that it doesn't fray on you. And someone had also said to put a little piece of, like a little extra piece of interfacing. Anytime you put any kind of hardware, and a rivet is a piece of hardware, doing a little extra on cotton, not a bad thing. So if you want to use a little interfacing or a little bit of fusible fleece, something to add some extra stability to it, absolutely. But yes, you can use rivets on cotton, cork, vinyl, whatever you want. Barb is laughing.
Marlene, we can sing my ding-a-ling. Oh,
The
God,
things
you
we
guys
do
are
for you
crazy.
guys.
We're not crazy. You guys are crazy. They bring out the crazy in us.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
I also saw a question from Laura who asked, has anyone cut cork with a Cricut Maker? And I have a Brother Scan and Cut, which is also a die cut machine. There's that, there's Cricut, there's Silhouette, there's a bunch of them out there. I have cut it on my Brother Scan and Cut. And I do want to do a demo at some point in the future and show you the Scan and Cut. I own a Cricut. I don't use it anymore, and I didn't ever try cork. I only cut vinyl on it. I know that it can be done. I've been told by people it can be done. Check your settings, and if you can get a deep cut blade, I know that makes a difference. I've had people tell me it absolutely will not work for them, and people that tell me they do it all the time, which leads me to think it's the operator. So make sure that your settings are a little bit heavier. Maybe even Google it to see if somebody out in the internet universe has some tips on it. I know that it can be done, but I use my Brother Scan and Cut all the time for cork with no issues.
I wonder if you can use an AccuQuilt.
You probably could. I mean, I don't know for sure.
I wonder. I have a Go Baby home.
Well, maybe we need to try it.
I might try a piece, yeah.
One thing I will tell you with any of the die cut machines, make sure that your cork is fully adhered to that mat, because otherwise it's just going to slide. I had that happen to me, excuse me, because my my mat was new, but I think I had used it once maybe, and it wasn't stuck, and the blade got in there and kind of pushed the cork. So either use a little bit of spray-based, tape it down. Gloria, I think, had mentioned that. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that cork is not going to slide. And I don't see any reason why you can't. So that was another question I saw in the group.
Sue Smith said yes for the AccuQuilt.
Oh, thank you, Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
Okay. So, let's see here. I got
Somebody
two...
else too, yeah, I guess it's...
I got two questions. One was from Sharon and one was from Deb. So Sharon had sent me an email and said, because she's not here right now, she can't watch when we're on. I think she's working. She said, do all box corner bottom bags have to have a seam in the bottom, or can it be made with one piece? They do not have to have a seam in the bottom, Sharon, or anybody else that wants to know. There are a couple of options, and I wanted to show you. If you are familiar with my patterns, you know how they look. Here's one right here. I have a front and I have a back, and in the corners of both of those pieces, in the outside and the lining, I cut squares. And then they are lined up, and that's how you box your corners. So there is a side seam, there's always going to be a side seam, and there is a bottom seam, because these are two separate pieces. That is how I do box corners. However, there are two other ways that you can do them. One of them we talked about a while ago. It's not my favorite because I personally don't find it accurate for me. Some of you know how to do it and you do it better than I do, and that's fine. That's awesome for you. I have issues with it. The other way I find strange, but it does also work. So I wanted to show you both of those. So the first way, there's a big old thread there, is to make a triangle. So I took a piece of cork, I sewed just the sides, so the bottom has just a fold. So that would be the bottom of my bag. Here is my opening. And we talked about this, it was a while back. You're going to pinch and straighten out to make that corner, and then you're going to do a measurement, whatever the pattern tells you or whatever you decide to do from your corner in, and you're going to do that on both sides. I don't love this technique normally, but I really don't love it as much when there isn't a bottom seam because I can't line that up. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it and hoping that it's straight. And I just don't want my bag to be kind of crooked, but some of you, again, are better at this than I am. So there is one method where you have one long piece instead of a front and a back. The other way, and I did this once, it was very strange to me. I was asked a while back to write an article for a magazine about cork, how to use it, how to sew with it, all that. And it was like one of those really quick turnarounds. So she said, if you don't have time to design and write a new pattern, would you use one of our patterns, make a new sample, and then write, you know, about cork? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And the designer designed it to look like this, which I found odd, but it's how she designed it. And I have seen this done before. I've seen this a lot on Pinterest. Yeah. So I had my handles and all my stuff on each side, and in the middle, you have to make sure that you're centered. You have to cut a rectangle instead of a square, because what you're gonna do is sew those sides and box the corners, and it looks like this. So you see how in the end it looks like mine without the seam in the bottom. What you have to remember though is there is a seam here. So this has to be, tell me, how do I say this the right way? This is why I don't do this. This is 2 inches. So this can't be an inch, it has to be an inch and a quarter. You have to add your seam allowance. So this is double this, and that is half plus a quarter. Yeah, did you catch all that? So that's why I don't do it that way. So there are options if you don't want a seam in the bottom. Personally, to make myself and my head stop it from exploding, I would rather just have the seam in the bottom. It looks the same when it's done, and when you turn it, it looks exactly the same, minus the seam. I didn't backstitch, because there go all my stitches.
Oh my God.
Oh my, what is the matter with me?
I don't know. Just while you're turning.
Yes.
When you use the cork in one of these cutters, do you put it right side down or wrong side down on the cutting mat?
I put it wrong side down, but I guess it depends on what you're cutting, as long as the image isn't reversed. But I've never done anything super fancy, and since there is sticky on the back and I may be using like a spray based, I use the wrong side. So there it is. So it looks the same from the front.
Look how quickly you birthed
looks
that.
Different. I have a lot of experience birthing. I've birthed a lot of things. Different on the bottom. I have birthed 0 things. I just want to make that really clear.
That's for sure.
Yep. So that was Sharon's question. So I hope, Sharon, when you were watching this, I hope that helps you. There we go. And the last question I have, unless you guys have more for me or I need to go back to show tunes, was from Deb. Deb asked if I can talk about corners on a zipper.
I love that thing.
What?
I love that thing.
I know.
It's so easy.
So let's talk about zippers and corners for a minute, because there's a little bit more to answer her question that I just want to talk about. When it comes to the style of corners that I do on a zipper with a zipper on the top, this has nothing to do with zipper pockets, recessed zippers, anything like that. This is just for this technique where there is a zipper that sits on top and pinches the bag closed. This is not going to be the most perfect and neatest technique, and I'm well aware of that. If you don't like how this looks and you don't like the corners that dip down like this, then my technique is not going to be the one for you. If you want it to be cleaner, there are techniques where you put fabric tabs on it. There's a lot of different ways to make zippered tops. I do it this way because it keeps it simple. It means I don't have to measure and do tabs and do all that stuff, because that's how I do things. It's how I've done things since the beginning.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Quick and easy means it's not perfect. So number one, grasp that and be okay with it not being 100% perfect. Number two is going to come to what way you push your lining and how much top stitching, if any, you do. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this little dip right here is because we don't do anything fancy. We sew our zipper on and we leave it like this. I like this technique, especially for beginners or people that are still scared of zippers, because the zipper pull can hang off the edge while I'm working, so it's not near my needle. I don't have to worry about hitting it. I don't have to worry about opening it while I'm sewing. So when you get to this point, this is a sample for a class, but it's the same exact technique. This is actually for Alice. When you get to this part where you have outsides and linings sewn in, you're going to now make sure your pull is in the middle. Now it's important. Before this, it didn't matter. So I always put my pull in the center, okay? If you notice here, and hopefully you can see, right there, I top stitched. Don't top stitch more than 1/8 of an inch, if you do any top stitching at all. Sometimes, like on some of these bags, or the Leading Lady wristlet, older patterns, I didn't top stitch at all. My brain back then said top stitching had to be 1/4 of an inch. I don't know why. It doesn't. But I would recommend for this technique that you don't do 1/4 of an inch. Do 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch. Be as tight as you can and close to the zipper. If you don't want to top stitch, that's fine. Just make sure that you're not sewing too close to the zipper teeth. If you're doing it and your zipper teeth are really tight and you're not top stitching, your fabric can roll. I usually top stitch 1/8 of an inch. That's number one to make your corners neater. When you put these pieces together, so I'm ready to close up the sides, lining, right sides together, outsides, right sides together. This is the easy side because it's the side where the zipper is open. You want your teeth facing the same direction. You don't want them like this. You want them going in the same direction, and you want them towards the lining. It always made sense to go towards the outside. That was logical to me until I realized it actually works better to go towards the lining. So my teeth are facing towards the lining, both of them. And you don't want them sitting on top of each other. You're gonna break a needle. You want them right next to each other. So I just push them so the teeth are, I don't know how close I can get on that. So the teeth are right next to each other. They're not on top of each other because now you're making something that's gonna be way too thick for a needle to comb over and you're going to break your needle. Go back to the beginning when I did that. So you do this and I pin or clip that. I try to get the seams as close as possible to each other and I offset those teeth a little bit. Now on this side, it's a little bit more tricky because it's together. You can open it up if you want to, just be careful. But what I do with this is I just push it towards the lining and then I flatten it out. So the teeth go like this and then I kind of flatten them a little bit. I'm making sure that I can get over it with my needle without breaking it. And when you're sewing, you can always stop and hand crank a couple times over the teeth to make sure that you're not getting any resistance. And I only sew once. I go and when I turn it right side out, I really get my fingers in there before I close the lining and I push. I use my 4-in-1 tool and I push those corners up as much as I can. And this is gonna be the best that it's gonna look with this technique. It will always dip down and it will get better with time. I think we were talking about this a while ago with somebody, maybe with their Alice bag, about how I'm happy with it, but my zipper doesn't look great. You get better the more you do it, the more confident you are. This is my closed end. This is my open end. It's not perfect. It will never be perfect with this technique. It's just the way that it is. So if you don't like that technique or you don't like that look, then it's probably not for you. And I hope Deb, I don't know if she's watching, I hope that answered that question on how to make that look better. Those were all the questions I had from the group and email.
Right here.
Okay, throw them at me.
One is, and I think the answer is yes. Do you have the HD9 machine?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. Yes, Cindy, she does.
Yes, I do. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do a separate YouTube video on that, which I've been wanting to do, like I did on my 15,000, or if I'm also going to bring that in and do it for a Friday for you guys. But I've had a lot of people ask about how that sews on bags, how it does with the thickness, how to thread it, what I do with different threads. So I do want to make at least one or maybe 2 videos about that. When it comes to bag making, it's not a requirement, but if you're gonna get really into bag making and you're using corks and leathers and thick things and sewing, having a heavy duty machine, if you're in the market for one, is not a bad idea. But I base all of my patterns on a regular domestic. Everything that I sew, I sew on my regular machine. I do not take it to the HD9 until later when I'm doing stuff, because I know that not all of you have that machine. So it is a heavy duty machine. It is not an industrial, but it's the closest that Janome makes. Juki has a similar one. Other companies have similar ones. I love my HD9. It was an awesome price. I got it at a show, and it was kind of my reward for myself that year, because who doesn't need another machine? And it's a pretty awesome machine. But we will talk about that more in depth for sure. I just have to get my act together, and I can't seem to do that right now. Ah,
Okay.
Crazy. Yes.
Another question. This is related to your website.
Okay.
On your website, can we set up an account so we don't have to enter our information each time?
No.
Pay order?
And I'll tell you why. It used to be a thing that you could, and I encouraged people to, because then you just log in, put your password in.
Yeah.
For some reason, and I still cannot get a concrete answer on that, they took that feature away. They argued with me and told me it was never a thing, which I'm not crazy. It was a thing. They said, no, we never had that feature. I said, yes, you did. I do not know why they took that away, and I understand how frustrating it is. One thing I will say, I don't know about you guys, but I have a MacBook, and I also have a lot of smart devices. My stuff remembers, and I let it remember.
Yeah.
I find that easier for me. So it will automatically fill in my address and my phone number and all that. Unfortunately, the website took that feature away. It was not me. They made it go away. And I found this out because people were trying to log in and telling me, your website won't let me log in. It says my password's wrong, and I've even reset it. And I was like, what's going on? Yeah, that was not on me. So I'm sorry about that.
Next question.
Yes.
Is that technique that you use for the zipper the best way for the road trip bag zipper too?
The road trip bag zipper is different. Let me show you. The road trip bag is the same but different. It's the same as in this part where you have outsides and lining sewn to the zipper. That part looks the same, but the road trip doesn't get, it's not pinched together because it's a giant boxy bag essentially. Your zipper stays flat. So you actually sew across the flat zipper, which is easier, but in the road trip bag case actually is a little bit thicker because you have a tab, you have this tab, you have your bottom. It's a little bit different because this corner is only here. That's why this pinches together up here. This is actually the corner. So it's a different technique. Those boxy pouches, those free patterns I have on YouTube, the one with lining and the one without, are small versions of this. This is essentially a gigantic boxy pouch with pockets and handles. Funny. It really is. Let me tell you, you want to know how my brain works? I have been wanting to do an overnight bag for years. It was something I was missing. I got asked a lot for it. I wanted an overnight bag. But to make a bag that looks like this, there was drop-in lining or binding. I don't like those. I can do a drop-in lining. I've done one. I did a video on one. I can put binding and stuff, but I don't like to. I don't even like putting binding on quilts. It's not my thing. It works for people. It doesn't work for me. And how am I going to make this, but make it the way I want it to with a zipper that does that? And one day, just randomly driving, my brain went ting, and it said, oh, make it like a big boxy pouch. And that's how that happened. And that is how the road trip bag was born.
That bag is awesome because, like, Shannon, my daughter-in-law, takes a sewing machine in it on the airplane.
Yes. Yep. You can fit a small sewing machine.
Yep.
You could probably put dogs in it too, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So depends on your dog.
Okay, your friend Marlene here has a
Do I want to know what my friend Marlene wants to know?
She wants to know if you plan to carry any faux leather.
No.
There's your answer, Marlene. Phew, one more shelf we don't need.
Why is she encouraging me to get more stuff?
No.
No. Let me revise that answer.
Oh God, here she goes.
No.
Okay.
No. Stop. I am not opposed to faux leather in any way. I used to use it before cork was a thing. I actually did have faux leather. I took it to shows. You were with me. We sold zero at every show. And I understand, I've said it before, this audience and those, show audience, they were very different. Maybe it would sell better here on the website. It never made it to the website. It was good quality. It was nice. I made samples. Nobody wanted it.
Nope.
So in the future, would I consider it? Absolutely. Do we have room for it? No, not even close. We have no room for anything. I'm still waiting for the wax canvas to come in, and we still don't know where that's going or when it's coming in.
We need
So
to set up a portable garage out here.
I'm just gonna ask my landlord if I could just build out,
Yeah,
or just
something.
we'll take part of Lon's apartment.
Yeah, he doesn't need all
So I'm not opposed to having faux leather. I just have not had enough of. Or yes, I said it right this time. Okay, I have not. I have not. Hold on.
She's lost her mind.
That happened earlier this week.
That's true.
I have not had enough of a request for it, but it is not something I'm opposed to. I really can't say that there's anything that I won't try. We had wool at one point. Like,
Yeah.
I'll try anything.
Yeah.
I'm still adapting. It's been a year, but I'm still adapting to being only here in a location instead of being everywhere and trying to figure that kind of stuff out.
Yeah,
So
'cause some things that sold at shows don't sell on the
it was
website.
weird, and
You
it's
know,
it's
it's
still weird to me that I would
Yeah.
come home and we would not sell a single one of this item on the website,
Yeah.
but at a show I'd sell out of it.
Exactly.
And it's and I also, because there's a lot of everybody's home right now. There's a lot of YouTube and Facebook groups and all these different things where people are watching stuff. We get, and Barb can attest to this, we will get a week where we get the same item over and over and over and over
gosh,
again,
yeah.
or the same color cork. And Barb's like, "Did you demo something?" I'm like, "No, I haven't touched that item in a while." Somewhere out there in the universe,
Yeah.
somebody put it out, someone found it on our website, and then told everybody.
Exactly.
So I'm not really opposed to anything. I just, we got to figure that out. And if I'm being honest with you, family, which I always am, I don't know what the future holds for me as far as leaving or not leaving. I have not made that answer or that decision yet. I don't know. People are trying to move forward and open up and do shows and do guilds and do all this stuff again. And I don't know where I'm at with that. I'm very much on the fence. It's very much a gray area for me right now. It's not black or white where I'm dying to get to a show or I'm never leaving again. I don't know. So I have a lot of mental things to work through on top of mental issues. I just have a lot of things that I have to work out before I can give answers. So thank you, Marlene. That was actually a great question, but I don't really have an answer yet.
Okay, next
The end.
question.
And
end
it's
of that-
5:30.
that
Yes.
segment.
Yes.
Have you ever considered making a smaller version of the road trip bag?
Like the boxy pouches.
Maybe not quite that small.
I did. I was thinking about that a while ago and it got moved to the back burner, but I think it would be kind of a cool thing. I had originally, here again, things change. My husband's favorite saying is, "My life changes, it changes minute to minute." And he's right. He's absolutely right. Every time that man makes a plan, by an hour into it, it's changed. And I understand how he feels because show Jessica was like, "Ooh, I want to make a new pattern that's not the road trip smaller, but like has similar features, more of a purse size, maybe like a little toe, something a little bit smaller." Got sidetracked because everything changed, and now I have you guys in a Facebook group that I didn't have before where I make smaller versions and bigger versions for you, where I'm not rewriting patterns. So it's totally a possibility, and so are a lot of other things. As soon as I figure out what on earth is happening inside my brain, it's broken.
Well, grab the road trip bag again.
Grab it?
I want to
Okay.
see the inside of it.
No, there's nothing to see.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
There's
nothing
lining.
inside.
It's pretty.
Oh, well, it's lined. The road trip bag doesn't have any pockets inside.
I know. but-
And trust me, after doing this as a class and spending 7
my
hours
gosh.
making it, you're thankful there's no pockets.
Yeah.
The road trip bag comes with bubble wrap. It's just plain
Keeps
inside.
it formed.
The reason is it's an overnight bag. It has all the pockets and the stuff on the outside because the inside, I didn't feel the need to do pockets. You can do pockets.
It's even got the strap for your sewing, for your
Exact
luggage,
for your
so it'll-
suitcase.
So it'll,
It goes on your suitcase
On top
or
of it,
on your
yeah.
shoulder or in your hands. It's got pockets in the front and it's got a big pocket in the back.
and it does fit in the overhead compartments on the airplane
And it also fits under the seat,
and under the seat.
which is even better because I don't know about you,
You know, when
but
you're
I
sewing
do
machine
not.
outside.
No, well, I don't like putting stuff in the overhead compartment because for some reason it always seems to fill up, and then I need
People
something and I
jam
don't
stuff.
want it.
Or people jam stuff in there and they just keep
Or they
shoving,
put their
shoving.
coat in there,
Yeah.
and it just drives me freaking crazy. Do not put anything in the overhead compartment that's not big, and then someone does. There was a chair in there once. One of the last flights I was on, an actual chair.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I can't remember if we do or not. I think we do. After she ordered her cork, Cindy says, and her canvas, she forgot to ask if y'all had royal blue zipper tape.
We have, we don't
It's
have
not
any over
royal.
here.
No.
I'm so sorry. Try to block my mic.
Want me to go get it?
No, I've had allergies.
Yeah.
It's like in my throat. It's the closest to royal that we have is cadet,
Cadet, yeah.
which is not quite royal, but it's,
Want me to go get some?
yeah, go get some. Why not?
If I don't have it fall on my head.
I know. It's a really pretty warm blue. It's not the same color as our royal blue cork, but it goes with a lot of colors. We just got that one in, I think, the beginning of the year, possibly. Barb's gonna go grab some so we can take a look at it. And now that she's gone, I feel like I'm talking to myself because you guys can't talk back to me. It's very strange. Here she comes. Oh, she's bringing the whole roll. So it is darker than ocean. It's lighter than navy. It's cadet. So this is ocean.
There's none cut, so I was gonna
There's
cut a
none
piece.
cut of this. So that's ocean. So it's not an aqua. It's like a nice, warm, light royal blue. Our royal blue cork
It's definitely
is
not
dark.
royal blue though.
No, our
No.
royal blue cork is a darker royal blue.
Yeah.
So yes, we have cadet. Holy moly, that's heavy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is
And then it
that.
says, "Don't stop being online."
Oh, I will not.
She
Look,
loves
let me
watching your weekly shows. My jewel strap holders just arrived and they're beautiful.
let me just go back to that for just a minute here. I have no intentions of not being online. The website will always be there. The YouTube channel will always be there. I plan on, even if I am traveling for shows, I do not plan on doing what I did before, which was upwards of 20 shows a year. I
yeah.
don't have any desire to do that anymore.
Neither do I. Have
I
any
just
desire
don't.
For you to do that
No,
anymore.
and here's the thing is it was super stressful on all of us because sometimes it never works out where you have a nice gap in between shows.
No.
It just doesn't. And even when you do, you get a little lax and then you're like, oh shoot, I have to hurry up. So I would come home and I would have 2 weeks and I'd be like, you guys, on top of shipping
Yeah.
orders, get all this stuff ready for me. And I'd be running around frantically like a crazy person. My suitcase never got put away. It never got fully emptied, which is really annoying when you have a very small house and hardly any closet space. You have a suitcase that's just always in the way. It was a nightmare.
Crazy.
I don't want to do that lifestyle anymore. If I do a few shows, and honestly, I don't know how I feel right now. I can't make a decision because I've been back and forth since the beginning of this year. I want to go. I don't want to go. Every day is a different answer. If I do, I plan on bringing you guys with me. Like even because my mom is retired now. Her retirement plan was to travel to shows with me. Surprise! See, don't make plans.
Yeah.
And and my mom's like, I got it covered. If it's a Friday and you want to go do a video, go. So I might be walking you guys around the show floor. I might be taking you to talk to friends of mine. It will still happen. I have no intention of not being here. That is why I ask you guys constantly, what else do you want me to cover? Because I don't want to run out of ideas and resort to singing. I just don't. And that is my last resort because you guys will not like it. I'm telling you,
We'll
it's
lose
not good.
We'll lose everybody.
I will lose everybody except for those of you that want to mock me. So it won't be good. So always give me ideas. And even if you're like, I know you did it already, but will you do it again? We just did rivets again. I don't mind repeating it. And we do have a lot of new stuff. I'm actually very pleased with the fact that it's the middle of April and we have had a lot of new topics to talk about. Thanks to you guys having ideas, me getting new stuff in, so it's good. I don't plan on leaving this. I do have to figure out something for the beginning of May of this year because I am going to Ohio for my sister's graduation, and I don't think you want me to do a live video from the back seat of my parents' car. So I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do one earlier in the week or what we're going to do. But other than that, I don't plan on going anywhere. So we might do it Monday. We might,
Yeah,
I might do
just
it by
do it.
myself on Thursday. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Ginny wants to know where you find the small version of the Abbey.
anything I've done that is a smaller or larger, because we did Lola larger, any of those are in the files section of the group. If you're on your computer, just go right up to the top. It says files, click on it, and there's a PDF for each of them. Keep in mind, if you haven't done one of them, the format is this. Anything that's different from the pattern is written on that sheet. You still have to buy the pattern, and I'm not going to rewrite all of the instructions. So if you fuse everything that you did in the large version, I'm not going to tell you that. If you cut the corners the same size, I'm not going to tell you that. I tell you all of the changes and the new yardage. So that's what I did in there. And you can always ask me if you have any questions. Judy made her larger Lola, and a couple of people made little Abbeys and little Harpers. So it's been kind of fun. It's been like an addition to my pattern collection, some little extras. And I am going to put them on the website at some point for a small fee for those of you that are not in the group. I'm sorry if you're not a Facebook person, it's not going to be anything astronomical, but just to have them available for other people that don't want to be part of the group. So,
Next question.
yeah.
What size cork do you need for the road trip bag?
You need a
Do you
big one
remember?
because Road Trip was written before Cork, so the bottom piece of the Road Trip bag is 29 inches long. Our smaller pieces are 27 inches long. So you have to get, and actually, let me grab this one. Hold on. You have to get, oh, sorry, Everly, an 18 by 54, but an 18 by 54, you can do the short handles and the bottom. And you will have like a nice little chunk left over. You could do a matching wallet. You could make, you know, a little something to go with it. But it's the only way to get it. So you can do both. If you want to do this long handle, you would need an additional 9 by 54. So it's an 18 by 54 for the bottom and the short handles. If you want to do the long handles, an additional 9 by 54. And a while back, I helped somebody at a retreat. She wanted to do the entire bag in cork, and I think we did the whole thing with two 18 by 54s. It's a lot, but it depends on how special you want the bag to be. What are you looking for?
Green palm cork?
Green
it that
palm.
one?
No, that's the blue one. Green palm is over on the shelf.
Somebody wants to see it, I believe.
I don't think there's any over here. If you want to grab it, it's on the shelf
Okay.
closer to the bathroom.
They're looking for bag retreats.
Bag
Maybe
retreats.
we could coordinate that. I could
Like a
organize it.
virtual bag retreat?
I don't know.
Huh.
Do some bag retreats. Just saying. That's Charlie, of course. And then a couple say, I like the idea of bag making retreats in the future.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Don't be too long because I don't know what else to tell them. While you go
Where is
get
it?
It's over by the bathroom on the shelf where the natural is. Barb's leaving me, so I'm just she's walking as fast as she can. So let's see. I don't know what questions you have because I can't see the computer. Let me see. I think I answered all of those. So I don't know what to tell you. I was having a really good hair day this morning and then it snowed on it, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But other than that, we have 2 classes coming up, Saturday and Tuesday. And quick little reminder about classes, and just because it is on the website, but also please, before you sign up for a class, read through the information. Classes are non-refundable. So even if you decide at the last minute you're just not going to make it, I can still send you the video afterwards if you paid, but they are non-refundable. Please remember that when you sign up. Here is the green palms.
There it is, Sarah.
So it's got, it's mostly the same color. There's not a big variation. There's a little bit of a lighter green, but it's mostly like a dark foresty green. So, and for scale, I don't know if I put a picture with the ruler on it. I can't remember, but I'll put this so you can see the scale, if that helps. So they're not huge leaves. They're like a nice medium size that works on most of the bags. All right. So virtual bag retreats.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a retreat expert right here. So
Yeah. That would be fun.
it would be
It would
fun.
be.
I don't know what that would look like. It would be very interesting because even classes are, I love them, but they're weird. It's so weird because I
It's-
can't, I'm not near you. I can see you, but I can't be near you. And there's a lot of silence.
Maybe next year we could do an in-person one.
We could try.
We could try.
That's the hope.
Everybody wants to travel to New York.
I think a
I have a
virtual one
perfect
could be
spot.
really cool, though. We'll have to work out how we could make that work and be fun for everybody. Because here's the thing: when you're at a retreat, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm at a retreat, that's all I'm doing. I don't care about anything else that's going on. But if we're doing a retreat and you're at home, can you not be distracted by husbands and wives and dogs and phones and laundry?
Yeah.
You know, I think we can try it, but I think that's going to be your biggest challenge. Mine is that I'm just going to be sitting there hanging out, sewing and answering your questions. I have no issue with that.
Well, to keep you company, we could come here and join
Well,
you.
yeah, of course. I'm not going to sit here by myself. Let me put some more thought into that, and we'll see how we can make that work, because it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So,
Somebody wants to know what other cork matches with the birch cork you have.
somebody just asked me that the other day, and we picked out, let me see here. There's a teeny tiny little bit of yellow on the bird's belly. So the mustard or the golden yellow look nice with that if you want a little pop of color. The grays don't look great with it because it's a very beigey gray, where our grays are really like more of a black gray. The gray metallic, the charcoal metallic fleck looked okay. The other grays were not perfect. You could do black, you could do any of the blacks. There's black and silver, the black metallic fleck, black and gold. And what do we also pick out? Chocolate. Chocolate looked really nice because the chocolate is such a deep, deep brown, and there's a very deep brown in it that could be black, could be brown, depending on what you put next to it. Or you could even go lighter if you wanted to do a cream or a pearl white. As far as that, I'm just trying to think if any other colors would really pop, because we were looking. She asked about greens. I don't really think any of the greens look great with it. I tried some of them. I might even think about doing like a pink, you know, something like totally different to really pop with the grays. But I liked actually the mustard and the golden yellow with it.
I would think,
I
yeah.
thought those looked
That would
really
be
nice.
my
And I
first
really
choices.
liked the chocolate.
Yeah.
As much as I thought I would like gray better, I liked the chocolate,
Really?
and then I liked the black. So I like
Yeah.
the black and silver a lot too.
Yeah.
So
And
Yes.
Shannon, yes, we have many blue corks. Do we have any blue corks? Yeah, look on the website. We've got several different shades of blue.
let's see. We have royal blue. We have navy blue. Navy is almost black. Keep
Yep.
that in mind. Navy is very, very dark. We have teal. We have aqua, which aqua over the years has gotten closer to a robin's egg, but I still call it aqua
Yeah,
because
still.
I can't, if I change the name, it's confusing.
It's still, yeah.
We have pearl blue,
Yeah.
we have pearl teal, we have sapphire metallic, which I love. It's not quite navy and it's not quite
No,
royal.
it's a pretty-
It's a really
yeah.
deep, deep sapphire color with a lighter blue metallic. And I know I'm forgetting something. We have, we have the medium blue green, which
Yep.
is always really popular. It's a really good color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say we probably have about 6 or 7 blues. We have a lot. They love making blue cork for some reason.
I know.
It's popular
My mouse
color.
froze. My mouse froze. Anyways, Sue Smith says Marlene and I can do the May 7th video. I don't know that either one of us know how to talk that long like Jess does.
It's a talent I have.
She's very talented at it.
I'm gonna
figure
figure something out for that week, because I was thinking about it yesterday and I was
says
like,
do it on the
oh,
way.
I'm not here. I don't know what I'm gonna tell you on
Do
the
it
way
in
to
the backseat.
Ohio. Here is I-90. It's boring.
There you go. We are now passing through Buffalo.
We are now in Buffalo. Actually, we probably.
Erie.
Oh,
Erie?
God.
Would you be in Erie?
Well,
To Ohio?
they're gonna make me leave at like the crack of dawn, so we might even be in Ohio by 11 o'clock.
You can always have a video of just snoozing in the back
Yeah,
seat.
there you go. My mom would happily post that. You know,
Yeah, I'm
she
sure
would
she
love to
would.
put that one up.
Uh-huh.
What else?
Let me see.
What else do you guys want to know today?
Charlie says virtual or non-virtual for a retreat. He would travel to spend a weekend making bags.
Aw, I like that idea. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
We used to do bag retreats at Log Cabin.
Yeah.
We did a few of them. It was, again, one of those random ideas that I thought of
Mm-hmm.
driving in the car, and I was with Pat, who works at Log Cabin, and I said, can I ask you a crazy question? I said, is this a nutty idea? And she goes, no, it's something different. Try it. And I told Lisa, and Lisa said, let's try it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. And they have 2 classrooms. They have one upstairs and one downstairs. We had them both filled, and I ran up and down the stairs all day long for 3 days. My feet were so tired, but it was so worth it. It was such a good weekend.
I have a location that we could do it. where
You
it's
do have a
really
location.
nice.
You do have a location where I don't have to run up and down the stairs.
And we got a hotel overlooking Lake George, and several people are saying they're willing to come to New York.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't come right now. It's kind of
No,
miserable,
right,
but New York in the fall, if you've never been to the East Coast in the fall, we do have, it's
Oh my
pretty
gosh,
awesome.
yeah.
It's pretty amazing to look at. We are lucky that we still have 4 seasons. Some of them are very, very short-lived, like spring. Like, it will be 70 and then all of a sudden it's
Oh,
summer.
yeah.
But we do still have seasons. And I am hoping
Branson is another suggestion when we go
Branson, here's the thing. I want to go to Branson whether I'm vending or not. Because it's central. I've never been there. I know my mom is up for it. I know Barb and
Me
Marlene
neither.
are up for it.
Yep.
So whether I vend or not is not even a question. I still want to go to Branson. And they do have it on the website for March of 2022.
They do, yeah.
I don't remember the dates, but it is on, Barb will look it
I will
up.
look it up 'cause
It's
I have it on my calendar.
quiltweek.com.
Oh, I have it on my
Are
calendar.
you still trying to do something with the guild to go to Branson? Or are we thinking it's not, it's too far, too much?
No, because I had already committed to go with you.
You don't
So-
have to if you want to bring all those crazy women.
No. I thought I put it on my calendar.
It's March of 2022
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
know.
I just can't remember
Hang on
when.
a second.
But Barb's going to look it up. I want to go to Branson one way or another. And my mom is game to do anything.
Yep.
So whether we go and vend or whether we go and hang out and we all decide to meet up at a certain time and say hello, I'm game for either one. So
March 23rd to 26th.
I was thinking it was towards the end.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
March 23rd to the 26th.
Yep. Paducah is in April.
So if you are interested, AQS does have their 4 or 5? 4 shows up for 2022.
Daytona, Branson, Paducah, and Grand Rapids.
Thank you. I have not committed to anything yet, but the contracts will be coming very soon, so I will have to make a decision. And I just don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do.
No.
It's hard because if you had asked me this time last year, I was
Yeah.
like, we're on a temporary hiatus, I'm back to shows.
Yeah.
Now the hiatus has gone on for a year and things have changed. And it's not me being lazy, which is always a factor in
No,
everything.
Definitely not being lazy.
It's just, it's very overwhelming right now. And I know
You
me.
did it for so long, and
I
you were on
did.
the road constantly.
And I also know my personality in that I'm going to say right now, I'm only going to commit to 5 shows. And then I'm going to start to feel guilty when, well, aren't you coming to our show?
Yeah.
Aren't you coming to this show? And then next thing I know, I'm back to what I was doing. And I really like being home, and my husband doesn't really want me to leave because I work for him, or volunteer because he doesn't pay me. It's hard to say. I'm technically not employed. I guess if you don't get a paycheck, I'm a volunteer at FTR Truck and Auto, but I'm here.
Friends of FTR.
I'm a friend. I'm a contributor. Yeah.
Oh, if we go to Branson, we can celebrate Marlene's birthday.
We can.
That's
And I don't know what else, but we can eat and
Yeah.
do fun things. I heard Branson's a really cool city.
Yeah.
So I want to be there one way or another. I just don't know in what capacity. That's all. With a van full of stuff or with a mom and a credit card. I don't know.
I don't know.
So, I don't
For some
know.
reason the mouse froze.
The mouse is just
Yeah,
being
it's just
difficult.
being difficult. That's all right. I can use the arrows.
I don't know. I don't know. So, do we have any more questions? Oh my God, it's been an hour.
Nope, I think that's
I
about
think
it.
we're good.
I think
All right.
we're good. What time is it?
It's 12:03.
and we thought we'd have nothing to
I
talk
know.
about. Look at that.
All right, friends, do your best to find your motivation. Send some my way if you can. I have a class tomorrow. I have a class on Tuesday, and hopefully in between them, I can get things done, and we can have a really cool, something new next Friday. But I don't know what at this point. I have no idea. But stuff is coming. Don't forget, today through Sunday, RAIN 10, RAIN 10, to save 10% off of your entire order. You can use it as many times as you want. Don't use it on Cork Club, please. I will refund you. You can even use it on sale stuff. And I am going to go upload this video to YouTube so nobody on YouTube gets angry with me and finds out afterwards. So I think that's it.
I think so.
We're going to call it a day, and I'll see you next Friday.
See you next week.
Bye.